I mean, cuddling up with a boo and like having them protect you, like that's so scary. Let's make out. But like, let's be real, you're making out and getting fingered the whole time.
We know why we're here with the Netflix
Like,
and chill.
put the second finger in. Come on.
Natalie Friedman.
Jillian.
Hey, girl.
We're just shaking our boobs already.
Tits are out.
Tits are out.
And we've been 5 seconds in.
Yeah.
How are you?
That's how my life is. I'm good. It is so good to be here at After Curfew.
Yes, I'm so excited to have you
Yeah.
here. So before we dive into all the hot topics,
Yep.
how did we get started in comedy? How did you become so funny?
I was this pubescent preteen with little triangle titties and acne watching SNL with my parents. And I was like, I want to be on SNL. I think I can do this. So I would type into Google and ask Jeeves how to get on SNL. And then I would do impressions of like teachers and classmates to other classmates and prank calls. And I'm like, okay, like I can kind of do some voices and impressions. I would watch The Simpsons and imitate that, like Bart Simpson, Homer. And then Marge, like, homie. And I'm like, wait, SNL does that. That's fun. I think I want to be a comedian. And then I'd watch movies. I think I want to be an actress. Boom, 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 boom. Fast forward. I went to acting school in New York and then started doing open mics and stand up. And
Deep sigh. Now
became
we're
a sad
here.
clown.
Yeah.
Da-da-da.
I'm out. Shook by the Bart. Wait, not
Did
Bart.
you watch The Simpsons?
What
when
was
you were
it?
younger?
Homer.
Yeah.
Homer.
Yeah, Bart and Marge.
Yes, I watched it like with my dad, like growing up.
Okay.
But like I didn't understand the humor.
Oh, cute. Yeah.
That was like very nostalgic.
Remember, eat my shorts.
Yes.
Yeah. I
Okay.
watched The Simpsons. I watched cartoons. Hey Arnold, Rugrats.
Oh, I was such a rugrat. Have you
Yeah.
watched Roly Poly Oly?
No.
This is like dating us, by the way. This is making us look
They're
really
like,
old.
what's that?
Everyone's
Yeah.
probably like, what the hell is that?
Yeah.
That was my go-to. I would stay home. If there was a Roly Poly Oly marathon,
Oh, now I remember
home.
Roly Poly. Yes. Are you afraid of the dark though?
that was terrifying.
It was
my sister
really-
watched, my older sister would watch it, and like, I couldn't do it. I was just, are you like, do you like scary movies?
Not anymore. So
What happened? What happened?
when I was like a teen, like girl sleepovers, you ever had those sleepovers with your girlfriends and you watched horror films, you would watch The Saw, be like, as I get older, it's like too much for me. Like my adrenaline pumps. I know logically it's not real. I'm an actress. I know what's going on set for the shot. And I like, it's too much. If it's too much violence and too much blood, I've gotten sensitive.
Especially like when you live alone.
You're like that now? Oh yeah.
Like I would never be able to watch a scary movie because
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, no, somebody's at my window, or like
Yeah.
the shower curtain, or like whenever you're washing
Did
your
you ever
face.
check the shower curtain
Yes.
as like a preteen?
Every
You're
time I
alone at
come
home and you're like, ah!
When I lived alone, I'd do my checks. I would go to my closet, always check the shower curtain.
That's a
but when
lot.
you're washing your face, that was like always scares me. Like after watching a
Oh,
scary
like
movie.
you're gonna look up and then
Yeah, and like there's soap in your eyes. Like you're just like, fuck. There's probably a ghost or like a murderer behind me.
you've gotten more sensitive with time.
I don't think I ever was able to handle it.
Ooh.
I remember seeing it as a child.
Oh my. Or the Chucky character, like the bride of Chucky.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
I mean, cuddling up with a boo and like having them protect you, like that's so scary. Let's make out. But like, let's be real, you're making out and getting fingered the whole time.
We know why we're here with the Netflix
Like,
and
put
chill.
the second finger in. Come on.
Slip it in there, babe. Okay, wait. I want to go back to impressions. You are so good.
Oh, thank you.
Can you give me your
And
Cardi
you
B?
are so good.
Oh my god, thank you.
You know, like Cardi B, like she's like really, really nice. I met her. You know what I'm saying? Like I met her and I was like, some people say I can sound like you. She's like, really low? I don't know. I was like, and then she was like, yeah, I like her.
She saw your video?
Yeah,
or you guys made a video?
We have a video together where I'm doing an impression of her with her.
Oh yeah, I did see that. Oh my god,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah, we are good. Okay, we're past that.
Yeah, we can. Well, every 5
Okay,
minutes,
why don't I
we're
share
gonna
the story really quick?
Share the story.
Okay, let's share
We're
the story
traumatized.
because
We trauma
we're
bonded
human.
before
Okay,
this.
you guys, this is such a human moment, and it shows. I put on a nice thick coat of lip gloss
Which
before
your
this
lips-
recording.
I was gonna ask your
like,
lip
and you know
combo.
what's funny is I usually go matte. Yesterday my lips were matte. I've been matte this whole last month. This is a brand new lip gloss. I put it on in the bathroom before we started recording, and we're recording. And I guess the lip gloss is slowly dripping down my lip. It gets all the way to here, guys. Sorry, I'm flicking you off. And like, nobody's at fault. Like she noticed it.
I'm
like
blind.
She noticed
I
it
can't
20 to 30
see.
minutes later. And she's like, you have something right here. And then I look and my lip gloss, there's like a drip. So I put too thick of a coat.
It does look good though.
I'm going to go matte for podcasts for now on.
Lessons were
And
learned
you're
on
like,
the
I'm going to
After
look
Cookie
at my
podcast.
guests' lips now.
I'm
It's
gonna
not your
stare.
fault. It's my fault.
I'm
But
gonna stare at their lips. Do you think you could do like rapid fire impressions?
you can try. Let's try it.
Are you ready? All
Yeah, I'll try my best.
right, I'm gonna run through a list
Okay.
and you're gonna give me what you got.
Okay.
Kim K.
It is such a vibe here at After Curfew. It's just like, it's such a vibe, just like talking to girls and females and people that identify as females. And, you know, Ye and I are just like, we text and stuff, but like, you know, North just did some bars on one of his songs. Yes, Miss Westy, that's my bestie.
Jennifer Coolidge.
Oh my God. Well, she wears a lot of lip gloss and
Oh, the lip
I
gloss.
just, she's always so glamorous.
Courtney.
Courtney is such a vibe and literally just as long as I'm not exposed to too much radiation.
Miss Britney Spears.
Oh my God, I love Britney Spears. I grew up listening to her. I love her Instagrams.
I feel like comedians are working 24/7. So are you like always like every single night?
Not every single night, several shows a week. I had a show Tuesday, Wednesday. I'll have 2 this weekend, but it sounds like a lot, but it's so fun. I'm really thankful because I worked really, really hard to get to a point where I can kind of do different things that I love. They're all under the umbrella of acting and comedy,
Right.
but there's just so much you can do. But I love stand up so much. It's like so organic and pure and no one can take it away from you. You get to be the writer, director, and performer of your own thing. And it's stand up is there for you through every life stage. Like I remember having a big show where I wanted to impress some TV executives and I went through a breakup like a couple hours before. And it's like that, I mean, I gotta applaud myself. Just like strength. Like
Yeah. Have you ever been heckled?
last night there was a woman who was really wild. If I were to guess, she was between 60 and 70, but she had like a baby voice and she was drinking and she kept putting her arms up and being like, ooh, yeah, ooh. And her voice just didn't match her body. She was trying to be supportive. Like, thank you. I love the support, but it was too much. And then all the comedians after me were like roasting her.
No.
One of the comedians was like, all right, pretend I'm God. Shut the fuck up. But she was just like,
gosh.
yeah, woo, you know, to everything. And it's like, we like friends like that, but it's too
I
much.
know. I'm
heckling.
like, okay, well, she was a girl's girl.
But I've seen something crazy. It didn't happen to me. It happened to another comedian. We were doing a show out of town. There was like 3 of us on the lineup. And one of the comedians was up. It was probably 5 minutes in. And this audience member goes, why don't you tell a joke? And I'm like, oh, that's a true heckle. Do you
had
think you
shows
could
like
do
that?
stand up? I can actually see you being good at it.
Thank you. That is like probably one of the best compliments I've ever gotten. Like, but I think I'd be so nervous.
Yeah.
I think I'd have an anxiety attack before I went on the show.
Yeah.
Or like the
you
stage.
could get on your brand is just so specific. You're so pretty. You could be like, I'm like Ashley Olsen and Paris Hilton if they were in a blender and had a smoothie.
Oh my gosh, thank you. Let's just keep these compliments coming.
Yeah.
Thank you, Natalie. It's like such a hard gig because you constantly have to be making new material
Yeah.
and like you have to like stay relevant.
Yeah.
You
I'll
have
be
to-
vulnerable. I feel pressure sometimes.
Yeah.
But I also like, I try to bring it back to, okay, what is like my purpose? You know, and it's like one of them is to entertain people and make people happy. So if you approach it from that and you remind yourself of that, then you just like take the pressure off. You're like, I'm making people laugh tonight. That is so cool. But yeah, I feel pressure sometimes.
And you say you're pretty vulnerable when you do your stand up. Like, have you ever,
Yeah.
like, do you include like your dating stories?
I include personal stuff for sure. I think I have some limits. Like there's some stuff I won't talk about, but I definitely share so much of me, a lot of family humor, you know. One of my jokes that's a favorite is, you know, my dad following me on Instagram. He's like looking through the comments. He's like, why are there so many eggplant emojis under your pictures? I'm like, that's because I'm in a vegan group.
We love
But
eggplants. We love
yeah,
vegetables.
I talk about my family. When I was single, I had so many juicy stories. I would had so many dating jokes there when I was single.
Oh,
yeah.
I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're boot up now.
Boot
you have
up.
a boyfriend.
And you're boot up too.
We're both boot up
We're
and
boot up.
thriving.
Yeah.
Does he go to your shows? Is he like a supportive?
He has gone to a
supportive
bunch of
partner?
my shows. It's really fun. The first time he saw me perform, I think we had been dating just for maybe just a couple weeks. So I was like a little
That's
nervous, not too
soon,
nervous, but I was
yeah.
like, oh, I want to be sexy and funny. But yeah, he's gone to a bunch of shows. I'll run jokes by him. I'll be like, what do you think about this?
Is he funny?
Yeah, he's very funny. He's one of those guys where it's like, oh, if you did anything else, or if you had another life, he would have been a comedian. Like he's is your boo funny?
He is. He doesn't
Yeah.
think he's funny. I'm like, you're one of the funniest people I've ever met.
How was the beginning when he, I guess the courting phase? Do you feel like he really pursued you, took you on
Yeah.
dates?
From the beginning, like he was very like open the door, like things that are like small and they, I feel like that's
It's
just, like,
called
to be
chivalry.
which is
Not
like,
sure if you guys have heard of it.
a lot of people haven't.
No,
but
it's-
like
yeah.
he has that, and it was like even till this day, like that's just like his character, and I think that's so important because like I've been love bombed before. I'm sure you have. You're like, oh my god, this is amazing, and then it's like your trial was like. It's up, like your 2-week
3-week
trial,
is
yeah.
up. Yeah,
And it's
there is a new pussy now.
You don't, yeah. It's like you don't open the door for me anymore. Like
Yeah.
you don't do this, you don't do that. Because I feel like a lot of times, obviously, especially in the beginning, like you're putting on like your best
best self.
face, and you're like,
Yeah.
I'm like the PR Jillian. When you don't feel comfortable, it's like you kind of fabricate.
Yeah, you act
like-
a little bit accordingly.
Yeah.
Especially I think when I was younger, it's like you are like, what might he like? And it's like if you're just yourself, they will fall in love with who you are if it's right. It's
Yeah.
like I didn't have to write text into drafts in my notes and think about
I love a good draft.
I
still.
didn't have to with my ex or situationships, you write that text out in a draft, you send it to two friends.
send it to the group chat.
You send it to the group chat, and that's okay to do that. But like with the right person, I just didn't overthink it. If I'm by my phone and I'm texting him back immediately, I'm not thinking about how that appears. If I'm busy and I can't text you in 6 hours, that's fine too. But it's just really, I felt like I'm going to be my pure authentic self. And he was too. On our like first date, we were like, what are you looking for? I think that
Really?
saves a lot of
It
hardship.
But a
I was
lot of
like,
people will not get to that point, like on a first date. It's like you want to always be like,
you want to be cool or
Calm,
laid
cool.
back. Yeah, that's cool. I think there's authentic and laid back ways to insert it into the conversation. I remember I had this first like FaceTime date with this other guy, and he was like, okay, what are you looking for? Like he asked me, and I'm like, yeah, I want like something serious. I'm ready for that. And he's like, yeah, I'm just trying to have fun. So like this won't work. But like he sounded douchey, but then I appreciated it. Like then it's off the call a few minutes later.
yeah.
He was just like, yeah. And then he was saying, he's like, yeah, my ex has like a restraining order. I'm like, all right, not looking for anything
Where-
serious anymore.
The hell? Like, where did you even find this man? Also, like a FaceTime date. Do we?
I
do
did.
We like,
I did a few of those during the pandemic because it's
Okay,
like
pandemic, that makes
first I want to
sense.
see if we have a preliminary vibe, preliminary vibes, and then
Yes.
we can meet out. Because what if it's a catfish, or what if it's, I
Mm-hmm.
had a situationship a couple years ago where we were like dating for a couple weeks, and I was trying to gauge if he was like looking for something serious or just fun. We hadn't slept together yet. I think I said something like, where do you see this going? And he was like, can we circle back in a couple weeks? He literally was like, can we revisit this? Like, I just want to think about it more. And I'm like, okay. Like, I just like stuck with it. But if I could give my old self advice, I'd be like, sounds like you're not ready. I am a bag of diamonds.
a bag of diamonds, baby girl.
Yeah, let's say 5 years ago, a guy said that to you and you really liked them. Do you think that you would walk away from that? Like, what do you think you would do if somebody said,
No,
can
I
we
think
revisit this?
I probably would be like, let's circle back in 2 weeks. I'll put a reminder.
Yeah.
But it's like one of those things, especially like in your early 20s, like the things that we were willing to put up with, it's almost like sad. I sometimes get like upset about it because I'm like, what we put up with like in our younger selves, it's like
The wasted tears.
the wasted tears, the wasted like searching for things that you know are there.
What do you mean? Like,
FBI.
oh, like going through his stuff?
No, oh my God, no, I'm not. I go through everyone's drawers.
I'm, like,
I look at,
searching
no,
for
no,
things all
no.
the
I
time.
mean, like, if I like feel like something's up, instead of just being like, hey, like,
Oh, like on the
I
gram.
have this weird feeling. Yes, yeah. Like,
Yeah.
I will search.
Go through that following list.
I'm going through that following list. Do you, okay, before you date somebody, are you going through the following list?
My current boo, I clicked on page and it's like a lot of hot bikini girls, but he doesn't really use social media like that anymore. So I'm glad. But yeah, I think red flag if it's like all BBL bikini girls
Not a BBL bikini. No, it's
and
like
all like lobster allergy girls. But like no, we are women's empowerment. But yeah, if it's just all, yeah, I think you can get a little peek into their personality from the following list.
I think social media tells you so much about how somebody will move.
Yeah.
Like I will know everything about how you're going to be in a relationship the way that you move on social media. Because if your words are saying that you're looking for a relationship, you're looking for monogamy, you're looking for like serious,
Yep.
commitment.
And then
Your
it's like
actions
ass,
are
titties,
your
titties,
thumbs.
titties.
Your thumbs are just so busy tapping away.
Yeah.
The little fire emojis. It's like something's not lining up.
It's a gut instinct and it's so powerful. That gut instinct that we have is so powerful. I wish that I listened to it more when I was younger.
Yeah.
But I was in a situationship too where he was so flirty online and he hadn't asked me to be official yet. So it's not like I can, it's like that borderline, then you sound crazy if you're like, hey, I saw heart eyes on this girl's video or on this girl's pictures. You end up looking a certain way when it's like that person's not right.
Shouldn't. I think that's
Yeah.
the wildest thing where it's like,
Yeah.
if you're taking me on these dates, if I'm sleeping at your house, if we're having sex, if you're spending quality time with me, remove those hard eyes.
Yeah.
Like what? It's just the disrespect. And it's like, it just tells you exactly what
Yeah.
they're actually looking for. And that goes back to like the actions.
Yeah, if we're dating, I want to be the queen. No flirty comments online.
It's a deal breaker.
Yeah.
Like what are your top deal breakers?
Probably like not being sure about what you want, being like wishy-washy, trying to tell you what you want to hear.
Mm-hmm.
If it's like too charming and too good to be true, you know, like they're saying all the things you want to hear. I think I've been a little bit love bombed too.
I think we all have.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say probably just dishonesty. Not that I've experienced, like I've never been cheated on or anything.
You
but-
haven't?
Have you?
I feel like suspicious activity, but not like a cheat. It just goes back to the social media following.
Yeah.
Like to
Suspicious
me, like,
activity. Like,
if you're like following random, like that to me is cheating. Like I don't care. And some
yeah,
people, you know, it's
emotional
like
cheating.
to each their own. But like that's
Yeah.
a cheat.
Yeah, I think if you're flirting with somebody through texts and if it's like, if your person saw it and they would get really, really upset, then it's some sort of form of cheating. If it's something that you have to hide, it's some sort of,
Yeah.
yes, is texting somebody super different than sleeping with somebody? Of course. But it's still, if it would hurt your partner,
It's
cheating.
cheating. Yeah.
there should be no reason that if you're in a committed relationship that somebody should be like flirting with somebody else or stop drafting texts in your notes. Like switching the word. You're like, should I do haha or LOL or like
Do I put hey with two eyes?
or hi. Hi is a little more like,
Okay, what are your flirting emojis?
I would say the kissy face with the heart right here.
side
I'll
one?
do the kiss. I'll do like the lip kiss.
The little.
I'll do I like audio texting too, so they can hear tone.
Okay.
And
Do you
I'll-
restart your audio?
Yeah, hell yeah.
You listen to them first and you're like, fuck, I could have went harder.
I'm like, hey, how's your day going? And I'll play it back. It's like, hey, how's your day going? I'm just getting up in the morning. You play it back. You're like, I did not. Yeah,
That's not how I sound.
Not with my boo now, but like, yeah, when I'm like in the beginning stages, you're like, hey,
Especially if it's like talking to a guy.
yeah,
I'll be like, yeah, exactly. Like my voice, I think it sounds low and hot, and I just sound like raspy and
yeah.
drunk. But
Do you have those friends where it's like you're gonna get a 3.5 minute one?
yes. Are you that friend?
I've sent those. I get those a lot. Shout out to Caitlin. They'll be like 4 minutes,
Hey,
then 3 minutes,
Caitlin.
then 2 minutes, and I'm like,
It is like listening to a podcast.
It's good because if you can't find the time to align to talk on the phone, you get to hear tone. And I think when you're getting to know somebody, it could be cool.
Tone is
K.
everything.
Oh my gosh.
A K?
My ex would say K,
A
like
capital
in
K?
all seriousness. Like he wouldn't be mad. It was when I could tell when he was really busy because I'd get Ks. And it's like, I'm like, ugh,
If somebody hit me
I
with a
hate this big K.
I would be Done.
He hit me with a K, and I'm like, I am not a K bitch.
Never.
I am a
You do
yes.
not give
I am a
anything.
yes.
You're
queen.
a K, Kim
Yeah.
K.
Yeah.
But you are not a K bitch.
Yeah. Do you say KK?
I've been known to do a few KKs.
A couple?
Yeah.
That's cute.
But I think I'm more of an OK.
Okay. With an AY or without?
Just an,
Well, it's two
an
different words
okay.
technically.
Yeah, what's up with that?
I
don't
think
know what's going on.
AY is equal to all right. And then OK is like more of like thumbs up.
Oh, that's another one. The thumbs up. Might as well just flick me off and tell me to fuck off. Like the passive aggressive ways you can be like with
Yeah.
texting is just like endless.
Yeah.
Like you ever like have more of like a toxic relationship where you guys would like fight over text?
Ooh, gotten to some, but not with this boo. My ex that wasn't sure. I don't even like to use the word my ex, an ex. It's not mine anymore.
If you're my ex, no, you weren't.
Yeah.
And there's an NDA.
With
Like
a
we're not
previous
talking about it.
relationship. It's yeah, I mean, this is my younger self, so this is not me now, but I was like, well, is it something that I'm doing? Is it something that I'm not doing? Maybe I need to be more this and more that. And it's just like, no, don't think maybe I need to be like this or not this. Like work on yourself, but not for him, not for him to like you more. We think that we know how we're being perceived, and it could be something that you're doing. You don't even like know what you look like or how you sound. That could be the thing that like makes them fall in love with you. It's like some quirky thing. Maybe you don't even like it about yourself. That's like what makes it magic. But when you're like trying to impress and trying to like fabricate, it's not real. I wasted time with guys who weren't sure what they wanted. And then I was single for a whole year. So a lot of
That's I
Yeah.
don't think that's long. I was single for like 3 years.
during that time you were like wanting something.
I would go through phases. Like I would tap into the dating scene and then I would like tap out and reevaluate. Dating is practice.
Yeah.
And it's like going in, seeing what I want, what I don't want, and then like being like, okay, I'm gonna close that door for a minute, work on myself, and then
Yeah.
I'll like jump back into it.
Do you have a rule on how soon you sleep with someone? Is it each case scenario is different?
Yeah, I think like if the liquor is flowing, I'll make some decisions, but I don't really think there's a right or wrong time.
There's not a right or wrong. I know couples that have had sex on the first date and then they're
And are still
together 3
together.
days late.
I
3
think
days,
it's like one
3
of those
years.
like things that like society is like you have to wait or else like a guy won't value you. And like
Yeah.
sure, maybe like he might put you in a different box of like not dating material, but like I think if you guys are truly right for each other, I don't think he would
Yeah.
be judging you because also he's doing the same
He
thing.
did it too. He's a boss if he got it on the first date. Not in a, like a malicious way, but
No,
and it's
it's
more like,
true.
girl, you're easy if you did that. I made a rule with myself after a year of being single that I didn't want to sleep with someone unless we were exclusive. Like,
Oh, you waited until like you guys were like official.
yeah, I want to wait until you're my girl. I'm taking you off the market, and then we can sleep together.
Because I feel like there's different stages. You know, it's like you have
Yeah.
like the casual talking, and then you're like seeing each other, and then
Yep.
there's dating.
You're like, oh, this is happening. I
so
feel like
you wait until the proper
for this
dating.
relationship, yeah.
I mean, sex does bring attachment.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
it's
I think
like-
it makes me more attached. If it's good, of course, then your
if it's
chemistry.
bad, then-
yeah, peace.
But that's another thing. Like,
Yeah.
don't you want to know?
Didn't Steve Harvey write a book like the 90-day rule, 3 months?
I know the 3-month rule.
Some people
It's
follow.
so true. Like, have you noticed that in your past relationships? How like exact the 3 month is? I've never been in a relationship like it's always at the 3 mark where it's like
We're doing this or we're not, and then you're headed towards 6 months, and then you're really boot up. A relationship is like a pie chart. It's like friendship, communication, good sex. Do you have fun together? Do you have the same goals? It's like all these different things. But yeah, it has to be good sex.
do you get freaky deaky in the shades? Because I feel like you know when you look at somebody and you're like, yeah,
That bitch
they're
is a
doing
freak.
some wild shit. I feel like I get that energy.
You get that vibe from me?
Like dominatrix, like
Ooh.
very
I don't do the dominating.
okay.
Nothing wrong
More
with if you're a
submissive.
dominatrix. Don't cancel us.
Don't cancel.
Like an alpha.
Do you guys have like a safe word?
I came up with it. Horse. I'm like, I hope that he knows that I'm not just saying whore.
Yeah,
I'm
you
saying
like
horse.
it, you whore.
Yeah, you bitch, you whore.
Like, are there certain things that are just off the table when it comes to sex for you?
I'm not gonna eat his ass, and he doesn't want it either. He was like, I will never want this, and I
I'm
was
not
like,
eating
good,
it.
I will never want
Anyone's
this.
ass.
Yeah, I will take it. I just won't do it. I would happily be on my deathbed like I have never eaten ass. That was a good life.
I was gonna say there's
And you don't think he would ask you to?
I think he'd be like terrified if
Okay.
he just got down there and was like, no.
As a joke, like you
Should I try eating his ass
You should
as a
keep
joke
a
one
straight
day?
face and be like, babe, can we try this? And then get his reaction and report back. Say just kidding very shortly after.
Like, Natalie told me she's a comedian. She thought it'd be funny.
I just want to see like what he'd, yeah, I don't know him, but
He'd be shook.
he'd be like,
He'd probably be like, you gotta go, bitch. This was fun, but
fresh out the shower is best. You just got out the shower.
you gotta get clean.
I hope
We're not eating some
At that
dirty
point, your butt
ass.
tastes like your arm. There should be no difference.
But
If you just took a
does it,
shower
Natalie?
properly.
Did you try, have you?
If you properly did everything, you should just taste like nothing, right? I don't know. I've never done it, but I would hope
Sounds
it's like
like
a
you have.
neutral booty-ish flavor. Do you think it's a every night? Is it important to have sex every day?
My partner now, like we have sex pretty regularly, so
Yeah.
it's like every other day, I would say.
That's good.
Yeah, but like obviously, you know, if like we're busy, it's not like
Yeah, it's not
You
like
have to
rigid.
fuck.
Yeah, I'd say the same. Sometimes things get really busy, but
it's like people are like, oh, we haven't had sex in months, but it's like fine. It's like, oh.
ooh, I think that's when there's something up. There has to be something up.
In my past relationship, like we stopped having sex, and like it's almost like a female intuition of like this is not right.
Like shutting
Like
it down.
I thought I was like going through like premenopause. I'm like, why am I not wanting to have sex? Like I thought there was something wrong with me. Like I went to like the gynecologist. I'm like,
ooh.
what's going on here? Like, do you ever experience
Is that what started the end of the relationship? Like from there, it kind of.
Yeah, I just kind of realized like there's no sexual chemistry, and like
Okay.
there was like we were such good friends, and it was such a vibe like in that way. But like outside of everything else, I'm just like,
Ooh, this
once
is more
the
of a
sex
friend.
goes, it really is like the beginning of the end. But I think your body, like as a woman, like kind of tells
It
you
was
like,
sending you a message.
yeah, she was
Body
like,
and mind and soul, they're all connected.
they're all connected. Are you a spiritual person?
Very.
Tell me about it.
I do yoga like 5 times a week. I meditate every day.
Okay.
I'm super into like affirmations, vision board, trust. And that's all like when you're going through stuff and when you're stressed, like some of that stuff goes out the window, but I try my best to like have a spiritual outlook and try to say, you know, things are working out in my favor. And I listen to like when I get ready, do my hair, makeup or whatever, I'm cleaning something. I try to put on YouTube videos that have like motivational stuff.
Like I am.
Yeah.
worthy.
I am worthy. I am beautiful. I can do what I put my mind to, and I will get my ass eaten tonight.
Before the lipstick tobacco is that the word?
Yeah, and we're still good.
We're still checking. We're still good. She's good. Yes, bitch. We're talking about biohacking.
Oh yeah.
Let's unpack the
Biohack.
biohack.
We are in the age of information where everything is online. You can get all this information about what the healthiest foods are, what every single food will do to your body, what supplements will do, what this will do. We have studies on meditation and sleep. So it's like these people who claim to be biohackers and they make it their lives. They're like studying it. They're doing self-experiments. I'm not that extreme. I like reading about it, but I will, I do some healthy things. Like I will eat organ meat once a week. I'll make like heart, liver, or kidney. So many nutrients. You're like, girl, what?
Excuse me?
I will make myself eat sardines like once a week because I know they're really, really healthy with the bones in them.
What do you like? Like, is there
Bone
like
broth,
a side
just
of
like-
fries? Like, how are we doing this?
I put it on top of a salad yesterday.
And it's good.
I don't love the taste of sardines, but I'll make myself eat them because I know how healthy they are. Obviously, like wild caught salmon, things like that is really healthy.
It's like the wildest thing.
That I do.
The wild, like the most extreme biohack.
Yeah, I mean, I eat organ meat. Not everyone can get into that. My boyfriend loves it.
That's
And because
How?
he tried a lot of it for the first time because of me. And then his parents came over. I met them for the first time. And he was like, can you please make chicken hearts so my parents can try it? I'm like, no, this is my first time meeting them.
chicken
He
hearts.
made me do it. He's like, please just do it. And I'm like, you have to tell your parents that you just made me do this.
yeah. You gotta let them know because you looked unhinged.
Yeah.
If you're like,
Like, here's
hey,
chicken
here's some.
They
hearts
look
of a
like
chicken."
little escargot on a plate because they're really little. Like one heart is like this. And then the beef heart is like this. And it tastes like steak. I think I could make it in a way that you would like it. But there's so many nutrients. So I'll have that like once a week. A lot of people know bone broth has so many nutrients. I'll like make myself soups. So meditation. I try to sleep really good. It doesn't always work. I only got 5 hours last night. But I think true biohacking is like measuring out your portions and self experiments and a little more to the next level than what I do.
I mean, you're eating chicken hearts. So
And I
think you're a
treat
little bit
myself.
extreme.
I eat sugar. I eat chocolate. I definitely treat myself a
You gotta
lot.
treat yourself. It's all about the balance.
Yeah. I see a naturopath, and she hooks me up to this machine with my finger and my toe. And then she has this machine, and then you put a supplement on the machine, and it shows how your body does with that particular supplement. So all my supplements that I take have been like tested through her, and my body is happy with those supplements.
What?
So it's like everything I'm taking is kind of like I won't just like get something randomly off the shelf. Like I know what to do, and I don't always do it.
I feel like
Like
that's
I had half of
anything
a
in
brownie
life.
before I came here. Nothing wrong with that.
Once you like start to be like, oh, I can't eat this, it just becomes
Yeah,
like so
no, then
toxic.
life isn't fun.
When like
No.
you should have a good relationship where it's like, I'm going to have this brownie.
Yeah. It was
I
so
like
good.
it's like you have to like mentally be like, this is good. Like I'm gonna eat this and I'm gonna feel good about it. Why shouldn't
Yeah.
I? I deserve this.
Thinking of it like 80-20, like 80% of the time, try to do your thing and enjoy yourself, whether it's the weekends or I don't drink or anything. So
You don't drink?
No, and I don't drink at all.
Like I don't know why I like was shocked by that. But like I think
Yeah.
like in comedy, I feel like you're
I'm around
alcohol.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All that
No.
cocaine, honey.
No, I'm around. I have friends that turn up, and I've gone to like mushroom parties out here that are so funny. Like all that.
You don't
stuff.
do any drugs?
I don't do anything. No. I don't know. I think it's maybe the stage that I'm in. I'm like so focused. I think maybe when I check some things off my list, I'll want to pop some champagne, possibly.
Yeah.
But I'm just like getting highs off other things.
High on life.
Dude.
Love it.
No, I totally, I have friends that like, some friends will black out, some friends will take shots, and I'm having a good time.
Just here,
I don't judge. I don't judge anyone in there.
No, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think you can. I feel like there are some people though. It's like, oh, like you drank, you know?
No,
But it's
I
like,
don't
you
do that
gotta-
at all. I don't shame anyone. I think my body is sensitive, just sensitive to stuff. I'm sensitive. I've always been sensitive to like medications, or my body just doesn't process alcohol well. Like even just one drink, I think I'll just feel it the next day. Like, ugh.
That's interesting.
I
I'm
don't
kind of
know.
like that. I don't really drink hard liquor. I just drink wine.
Yeah.
I love a good glass. Like especially if like a nice
Yeah.
dinner, I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
pour me a glass of wine.
Yep. Or if you're abroad in Europe, like you gotta try.
yeah. Are you reality TV girly?
I do like The Bachelor, Bachelorette.
It's
the
tea.
drama.
It's messy. It's messy, but it is
Yeah.
tea.
Did you watch Love Is Blind during the pandemic?
I did.
I thought that was amazing. They fell in love with each other's souls first.
yeah, but like, did they? It's like
But then,
2
but
weeks
then,
and it's
but
a
then,
reality
yeah,
show.
it's not real. Obviously, it's not real love just in that time. But the fact that some of those that's crazy.
I know, and a lot of them are like thriving.
I remember with my boyfriend, I was like, do you think you would just fall in love with me through a wall? He's like, no, bitch, I need to see.
You gotta see what I'm working with.
Yeah.
I gotta see if you got a fat ass.
yeah, we got to see that.
Period.
thing.
No, I don't think I could
And
ever do that.
I know you like The Bachelor and The Bachelorette.
I love it. I love it. Love it. I eat
Yeah.
it up.
Through Boo or by yourself?
It's so funny. Like I love how like a lot of guys will be like, I don't watch this kind of stuff, and then it's like they're standing there like just
And they're like,
yeah. It's like, now who's that character? It's
Yeah.
like no, just have
Yeah.
a damn seat, grab the popcorn,
sit down.
and like come
I watched
by.
it with my mom and dad once, and like, my dad lasted a little bit, then he got up.
It is a lot.
Yeah.
Vanderpump. Do you watch Vanderpump?
No, I hear a lot of tea. I don't. I think the reality ones are Kardashians, Bachelorette.
Who are your favorite sisters?
Ooh, I love them all in their own ways. I would say I'd want to hang with Kim for the day.
Kim is like, I think she's my favorite.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd wanna eat organ meats with Courtney.
She'll take a chicken heart or two.
I'd want to do a comedy video with Chloe. Yeah, and then Kylie and Kendall, let's give me some money. I always stand up for them, and it's people tease me sometimes because they'll be like, what's their talent? I'm like, they are talented. You don't have to be a singer, a dancer, an actor to have talent. Like being an entrepreneur, being a business person is the talent. Don't come after them. I think, in my opinion, that why they get shade is some of them sometimes. People sometimes have a hard time with like a sexy, good looking woman being a boss and having it all. They want to like be like, no, well, she shows her body. And it's like,
You're hot, like you're in the hot box, and then This is a hot box. It's not like what you do when you smoke weed. You're in a hot box.
You're being hot box.
You're high as hell. You're in like one box where you're like
Yeah.
the attractive girl, and then you're in another box where like you're the smart. But like they can't coexist. But they
totally.
definitely can. And I think it gets people intimidated when you
Yeah.
find someone who's beautiful, smart, witty.
Yeah.
It's like too much. Can't have it all, but
Yeah.
you definitely can.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I love how we're like Kim K stands.
Yeah.
But like I think that's why people like
We're
give her a lot
standing
of
for her.
hate. Do you find that in like comedy?
I think that you get judged, especially more in the beginning. I felt, I had some bad experiences where I felt like I was being underestimated and had to prove myself. And yeah, I had one time, I was just telling my friend about this. I hadn't moved to LA yet. I was visiting here and I got put on a show, a comedy show, and I was on the flyer. You've seen those flyers where it has like the 6 comedians that are
Yeah,
on
yeah.
there. My face was on there. My name was on there. I go to the venue and this guy is like, I'm like, oh yeah, that's me on the flyer. I looked like the picture. And he was like, yeah, I don't have a text from the guy saying with your name on the list. And I'm like, oh, but that's me. I'm performing tonight. That's me. And he was like, yeah, if I don't have a text, then. And it was like he was so abusing his authority. And it was just like, that was like a moment that now looking back, it gave me fuel. But like how infuriating,
Like,
you know? Like
yeah,
that was
if
like
it was a man, do you think that would have happened?
I don't know if it was a man thing or if it was
Yeah.
appearance thing, but like if I'm on the flyer, I'm on the show. Like it's like,
Like
yeah. And it was like I hadn't moved here yet and I was like really upset, but I ended up performing that night. But he was such a D. There's some really, really good people in stand up that are good, supportive. Like there's definitely a good community, and then there's bad apples everywhere.
yeah, of course. But have you like had any like horror stories being a female comedian? Like, do you feel like because it is such a male dominated industry, like,
Yeah.
do you feel like you have to kind of like prove yourself even more because of that?
A little bit of that. I think a hard thing that maybe in other industries people experience it too is like a guy will hit on you, you'll reject him, and then you can't even like really be his friend. Like not that you're trying to be his bestie, but you can't like form a friendship because he's so hurt by it.
Yeah.
So there's been like a couple guys that have like hit on me or asked me out and I say no, and then I feel like I'm like, oh, well now they don't like me as a person. And not just in stand up. I think there's just, I've dealt with creeps. I'm sure you have.
I feel like you would get like a lot of like creepy DMs.
I got one, I screenshotted it to the group girls chat, and it was like, I would pay anything to have you call me worthless and dominate me. Yeah.
You're like, okay,
Yeah.
20K.
Yeah.
Oh
The
my
girls are
gosh.
like, can we get his at, please? Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, I could do that.
Yeah. I have this guy. I haven't blocked him for a reason. I have him like in a separate inbox.
Yeah.
Just because for entertainment, and it will be like feet pics, and they'll be like 100 question mark, and they'll be like hello, and it'll be like you have beautiful feet, and like
How do you know?
my feet are average. I mean, my second toe is kind of longer than the first, but
My feet are hideous. I don't think anyone
I don't think I have
buy
like the best feet, whatever the definition is, but
people. It's like
Yeah.
Also, like you have to understand, like anything that you say on social media is being screenshotted
You
and
can
going to a group
it's
chat, honey.
going to the group
It's
chat.
going to the group chat.
All your feet inquiries.
Nobody's safe. All the dick pics.
Yeah. Ooh, I had one. It was I had a creepy one once that was, is this your address? And it was right. And it was like this unknown name, no picture, like just no posts. But coincidentally, I was moving a week later.
Natalie.
How like good is that I was moving? I know. So like
Ew.
I know.
What did you do?
I didn't answer. I was
like-
like, okay, I'm moving. So
That is so terrifying.
do you have guy friends that are guys?
Yeah, I do. Do you?
I think especially because of stand-up, I have quite a few friends that happen to be male, and I consider some of them like family, like brothers. They would never hit on me. We've never flirted. And my partner's totally fine with it. I think
Yeah.
he doesn't have as many friends that are women, which is okay.
Yeah.
Most of his friends that are women are the wives and girlfriends of his friends.
Yeah.
But I think because of what I do for work, I have a lot of guy friends.
Yeah.
And I
think it
totally
comes with the
believe
territory.
in that. Like, none of them would hit on me. Like, it's like a family thing.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of people like perceive like friends of the opposite sex as like a red flag. I
Yeah.
don't really know. I think it just depends on like where the relationship like extends to. It's like,
Yeah.
are you guys like hanging out at
Yeah,
my
no,
house
hanging out
without, like,
one-on-one is like
I
all
think
the
a
time.
one-on-one hangout is
No.
just like inappropriate. I don't know. I think it is healthy to have friends of the opposite sex.
Yeah.
Because that's just like, what does that say about us as like a society? We can't have friends that are like that are dicks. Like,
yeah, I have a guy friend. He calls me sis. I call him bro. And he's like one of my best friends. And it's a special bond. It's like a brother-sister
but
bond.
I feel like a lot of guys like argue that will be like guys only are friends with, like girls can be
he'll be like,
friends with
eventually,
guys,
if there's an opening, he'll go for it. And
but
it's like,
guys
no,
can't
no,
be
no.
friends with girls because they're waiting for like,
Yeah.
put me in like the roster.
I don't think that's the case. Yeah, I don't think. I had a guy friend.
Mm-hmm.
He was a comedian peer. Can't share his name, but he would vent to me and he'd be like, what do I do? The girl I'm dating like hangs out with a guy friend one-on-one. And I was like, this is tough, honey.
It's messy.
Yeah.
What's like your top like no's when it comes to like a relationship?
If they're not close with their family, then I'm like, that's an important value for me.
Really? Well,
Like, if
you're really close with your family.
Yeah. Like if they don't make an effort to like be around at least some people in their family, then I'm like, if they're disrespectful to the waitress or waiter.
Like disrespecting like that. It's just like, oh, what's the weird power
Yeah,
dynamic that you
like-
think you need to have here?
Yeah.
Because you don't.
Add a please and thank you to that. Yeah.
Yeah. And like 20%.
I think being a good listener too is really important. I mean, yes, guys are going to forget a lot of things. We have to tell them 3 times sometimes.
Yeah.
They're like, what? We have this thing Saturday? Like, I texted it to you. I emailed it to you.
You ever like get into like a conversation with your boyfriend and he's like telling you some tea and then it's like you're asking more details? It's like, I don't know. I didn't ask.
That happens all the time. I'll be like, well, what was the reaction? He goes, I don't know, nothing special. And I go, but well, like, what did they?
Like,
I
I
need
need
the
you
whole
to stand
picture.
up, act it out. like, do you do that with your girlfriends? Like, I'm always like,
Oh, yeah.
okay, you have to stand here, pretend like you're this person.
Yeah.
I'm going to reenact
And
what happened.
I'll do both the voices.
Like, we need like a full theatrical production when the tea is piping.
Yeah. Tea is piping. I
But
love that.
like, yeah, I feel like so many men are just like, meh, I didn't ask. I'm like,
I had an ex that it was actually a good relationship. It just didn't work out, obviously. It was not toxic at all. He trusted me so much. He would hand me his phone. I didn't even look through it. There's nothing to look through. He would hand me his Instagram. Like, his Instagram
But,
was
like,
just
why?
open. We had so much trust. He had nothing to hide. Because
like he would just be casually showing you something.
no, like he
not
would like he just didn't care. Like, because I helped him like upload some photos once on Instagram. And he was just like,
yeah,
it was there. Like,
It's
but
so
there was
nice.
nothing to
Yeah.
snoop because there was nothing going on. But that was like, wow, trust through the roof.
Do you feel like partners should have their passcodes to their phones?
Yeah, I think your phone is like your computer. It has everything on it. If you have that 100% trust, there should be no reason to go through anything. Like, I can comfortably give him my phone. I have nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
I have a passcode on it.
Of course,
And vice
yeah.
versa. Would you have any nerve, like if your boyfriend went through your phone right now, like there'd be nothing.
No.
Yeah, same. It'd be like, there might be way too many selfies, like in my camera roll. And
I
like when I was
know.
feeling myself, and you'd be like, damn, this bitch is a narcissist.
I think I have like 55,000 photos.
Damn, me too. I'm in the 50Ks.
It's
The
not okay.
The worst is like you screenshot memes. You're like, I'm going to show this to someone later. And then you don't.
I feel like today, Natalie, we've been through a lot.
We've been through it all.
We've been through it all. We talked for probably 3 hours. I feel like I'm inviting you to Christmas.
Yeah.
You're a part of my family now.
I would love to go.
What is like one thing, one piece of advice that you could leave the audience with?
Ooh, I like that question. I think your story, your truth, your weaknesses, things you don't like about yourself, that could be the magic. Like something you've gone through, if you want to go there, or something you don't like. Like, there's so much magic in your truth. There's so much interesting stuff. Like, and then if you have a really strong point of view, like how do you really authentically feel about things? There's so much magic in that, because that's what stand-up is. It's no individual is the same.
Yeah.
So that's where it lies, the truth.
I love that. Well, Natalie, thank you.
Thank you for
coming
having
here
me.
today.
Thank you for dealing with the drip drip.
Not
And
the drip drip, honey.
we got to know each other extra. And next time I'm gonna go Matt. Next time you have me
Next
over.
time you're here,
Yeah.
matte lipstick only.
Yeah, or you're like, we have a special request for Natalie to wear no makeup. Thank you.
Yeah, have her come clean face. Thank you. Not doing this again. No, I was kidding. But thank you so much for being
Thank you for
here
having
on the
me.
After Curfew Pod.
Thank you. Mwah.